Have you always wanted to establish a yoga practice but you just don't know where to start? If that's you, you've come to the right place. Hi, my name's Kamina Sue, and in this video I'm going to share with you how you can establish a yoga practice in just 5 minutes a day. So the first thing you should be thinking about when you're starting a yoga practice is, how are you breathing? So a lot of people actually breathe way too fast and way too shallow. So let's go ahead and place our hands on our rib cage and then just see if we can start to really extend the length of our inhalation and our exhalation and see if we can really get those ribs moving. So it's also best to breathe in and out through the nose if you can. It's just a little bit more calming. So taking an inhalation here. And then exhaling. So once you've gotten an idea of your breath and practicing placing your hands on your own body to feel the miracle of the breath, inhaling and exhaling, you now want to start thinking about your spine. Simply just sitting here in a cross-legged position and then doing what's called a spinal circle. So just long, slow, deep breathing and just moving the spine in a nice big circle. So moving right along into our developing spinal awareness, this is a simple exercise called cat-cow breathing. So coming onto your hands and knees, you're going to breathe in as you push the floor away, lifting your head, chest, and sit bones. This is spinal extension. Notice how my lower back looks really nice and long. I'm sort of arching the back. And then as I breathe out or exhaling, I'm rounding my back in the opposite direction. This is spinal flexion. And it feels so, so good to be able to move the spine in these two different directions. We don't really do this very often during the day, so actually take time to do this is super soothing, and it just brings you into the present moment so effectively. The next thing you want to be thinking of when you're starting a yoga practice is you want to be thinking about how you sit on the floor. Namely, if you can sit rather a little bit forward of your sit bones. So very often people kind of sit like this because they've got really tight lower backs, their hamstrings are tight, and they tend to slump like this. If this is you, this is an exaggeration, but if this is you, you can definitely sit on a cushion or a yoga block to actually give yourself a little bit more height, and then it might be easier to start working in this position here. So being able to be more aware of coming forward of your sit bones like this means you're able to engage your spine a lot easier. And this is really, really helpful when it comes to doing any kind of seated poses in yoga, or even just sitting on the floor, and also will translate to when you're standing as well. So the ability to have a strong and engaged spine is really, really important. So you want to be feeling like you're just moving a little bit forward of your sit bones. I've got a little bit of an arch in my lower back here. Not over-exaggerating the arch, but just a teeny little bit of an arch, and I really am feeling the entire back kind of able to extend and elongate from that point. So it's almost like a little bit of a cue. And as you do that, you also, over time, you also feel the crown of the head starting to lift up towards the sky. So if you practice those three simple things, so awareness of the breath, moving your spine in different ranges of motion, and also the ability to be able to sit on the floor and engage, rather move a little bit forward of your sit bones to engage your spine, helping to lengthen. Then when you do start maybe going to a class or maybe doing online classes, you'll have more of an understanding of the poses and be able to progress from there. So there you have it, guys. The three things you should be thinking about when you are starting a yoga practice: your breath, your spine, and your sit bones when you're sitting on the floor, and the ability to engage and lengthen your spine from a seated position. So if you found this video helpful, please go ahead and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. and we'll see you in the next video.